Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel Codes with Shagun. In today's lecture 6 of our Python series, we are going to talk about strings and lists. What is string first of all? I have already told you the set of letters is known as strings and this is the form of it. And what is a list? A list is a um, set of different strings, if you can say it in a simple manner, and you write it in this way. Okay, so let's get started. So what we are going to learn today, first is string. What is string? Compound data, length transfer and slicing comparison, and we are going to talk about find, looping and counting. All these are the subtopics of string for the day. And then we'll talk about list. What is list? What is list values, length, membership, operations, slicing, deletion, indexing, loops, parameters and nested list. And then we'll practice a few coding questions, and that's the planner for the day. Let's get started. Strings in Python. A string is a sequence of characters, letters, numbers, symbols wrapped in quotes. Simple. A compound data. A string is a compound data. A compound data is made up of smaller pieces, but together a string is built from individual characters. So, what is compound data? It is made up of similar pieces put together, right? And a string is built from individual characters placed in an order, and it was always written inside single or double
quotes. Each character has a position called an index. I've already told you that indexing is followed in string, and each character has got a specific index. Indexing starts from 0, not 1. Keep this in mind, don't get confused. And strings are immutable. Once characters are entered over there, put over there, it cannot be changed. For an instance, look here, greeting equals to hello. This is a string. Now it is built from different characters like H, E, double L, O, hello. So H is here having 0 index and so on. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? If you have to print it, you have to direct print greeting and you will get hello. H has got 0 indexing, E has got 1 indexing, and this is how it processes. And this is the positive indexing part. We'll also talk about negative indexing. Let's move to the next. Finding length of the string, we have find a lot of length of a lot of things. Even we have found a length of a list, right? So let me revise this for you again. What is length? The built-in length function counts how many characters are inside a string, and it includes spaces as well, right? The spaces you put, it is also counted. So how it is counted? You write a string, then you print length, and then you put that string name. So you get the length of the string. Uh, string has got this way you have to find the length of the string. You always get a whole number, no decimal pointer numbers in this, and spaces and punctuation marks are also counted. Very useful for validation. This is actually when you talk about the real world use of it. It is majorly seen in password lengths, right? Moving to the next, string traversal. Traversal is mostly about indexing. Traversal means visiting each character of a string one at a time by using its index position. Whenever you put the index position to get that particular letter or character, that is only known as traversal. Like you have written a word Python and you print in square brackets, you put 0, 1 or whatever indexing number, you get the output accordingly, and this is only known as traversal, sorry. Now coming to the positive index part, it starts from 0, and if you move towards uh, when from left you start from this to and you move towards this, towards right if you move it is always positive, and towards left if you move it is always negative. So that is how normally positive and negative works. Same goes for indexing. It accesses one character with a time, and yeah, index out of range. When you put something which is not available, let's think there is no negative integer in that, and you put -1, so it will show index error. Talking about traversing a string with a loop, right? That you are trying to get that word with the help of loop. So, a for loop can automatically visit every character in a string one by one without writing each index manually. So, when you have to get each, um, you have to get that each character, you put that indexing thing. So, if the word is a 100 character, it's a very lengthy process. So rather than using it, we can use loop, right? So you write the string directly and you write for character in word print ch. So one by word it will be printed in this way, right? Using range plus length. For I in range, this print I word I. So what will be the output of this? We will code it in VS Code and see. Let's talk about the theory part first. For ch in string name, loop over characters. You know, till you reach every character, it will keep on moving. You don't have to put anything. It will directly understand that how many times it has to run. You can also loop using range length string. You can put it the length also, length of the string, and you can also loop it, but it's very easy to put it in that way, that for ch in whatever the name of the string is. Great for counting or transforming characters, works the same way for every short or long string. It is very easy to be used in long strings basically. Now comes the part of slicing. What is slicing basically? You just divide the particular string. Let's see how it is done. A slice string start loop and extracts part of a string from start up to but not including stop. You put a range from start to stop, and the stop is actually excluded in that, it's not included. So here you see leaf starts empty, begins from index 0. If you leave the start point, if you don't mention the start point, it will take it as 0 by default. And if you leave the stop part, this part empty, you don't mention it, it would go till the end, right? String, this copies the whole string. If you just put this symbol, it will copy the whole string in that. And negative indexes, the point of negative indices also come in slicing. So this is your string for an instance, and you put print this to this, so prog will be printed from 0 index to 4th index. And if you put this way, from start to 7th, it will be printed from 7th to from 7th to last will be printed, and if this way, the whole string will be printed, right? Slices with step and string comparison, if we talk about, here I have told you about things which you have already understood, that how you have to put ranging. Yeah, start, stop, and then step. Same goes here, that if your string has got the stepping point, it will be after stop. Skip character using step. String can also be performed using relational operators. If you put the step as 2 or step as -1, when you put it as 2, so like here you take it the word and you print it and you just put from the beginning you have to put, so you double dot it, you don't need to mark the end point, you don't need to mark the start point, you just directly give it to the step to escape. So A, then C, then E, and then G. This is how it will be printed. Now come to when you have to reverse the word completely. You just put the string as -1. Just put the step as -1 and it will be reversed completely. Now let's talk about comparison. If you want to compare, double equals to the symbol of equality, and greater to and smaller than is very clear. So Python is a case sensitive language. If you put it in this way, that will give you false statement, and if this one, it will give you true statement. And why will it give you a true statement? It will compare both of them in the form of length. uh, as I told you, it is case sensitive, so keep this in mind. The find function, when we talk about find function, string dot find, and you put the sub, searches for substring and returns the index where it starts, or where it starts, or -1 is not found, if you put it in that way. Let's see. If you put sentence I love Python, you write sentence dot find love, so it will put you that it is on the second part of the string. Next comes returns the index of the first match, and yeah, it will give you the index of the, like, you are tending to find love as the when you're finding something in the sentence, so it will give you the first letter index of the word love, right? Returns -1 if the substring is not found. If something is not found, it will give you -1. It is a case sensitive search, so keep that in mind. And in operator checks membership true or false. When you put in love in sentence, so it checks if love is there or not, so it is true. If it wasn't there, false. Looping and counting characters, let's talk about. Combine a loop with a counter variable to count how many times a specific character appears in a string. You're getting my point. Let's study it with the help of an example. Like world. Word is Mississippi and count is, by now it is 0. For ch in a word, you put ch in word, the complete word will be tracked in that. If the character is s, how many times it is it? Every time it is s, +1 will be there. So print count, when you do, it is 4. You're getting my point. So this is how it processes. Start a counter at 0 before the loop. You need to start the counter from 0 by default, so that it keeps on adding 1 when the word runs into the loop. Use if inside the loop to check a condition, and increment the counter inside it only, and this is the counting pattern used everywhere. Uh, let's try a few questions on your own. I'll make you do it in VS Code. The first we will do length of our artificial string. We will find for given length, given text is computer science, you have to print the substring signs using slicing. Reverse the word Python using slicing with the negative step. Then we have to use find, and then we have to write a loop to count how many vowels are there in the word education. And this is the solution to it. Let's talk about list in Python. So,
Chalo, so now we'll begin with a list, and this is one of the most important and interesting topics of the day because we were actually taking list in every previous topic of us, but we weren't sure about and very crystal clear about what list is actually. So let's do it today. A list is an ordered, changeable connection that can hold items of any type. You can put any types of items in that, and it is completely mutable. You can change it. List values. A list is a collection of written values written inside square brackets, and it is separated by commas in this form. See. Okay, can store numbers, strings, booleans, even mixed types. It can store numbers also, it can store strings also, it can store mixed values also, and even it can store boolean values. Items keep their order and can repeat. The order of the list remains constant, and uh, the items you are putting over there, like for an example, you're putting apple in the container kind of a thing, you can again put it. There is no restriction about it that you cannot repeat. You can repeat. Now lists are mutable. You can change items after creation also. Each item has an index starting at 0. Very simple. See, the first item in the list is apple, so the index goes 0, then mango, then it goes to 1, and then kiwi, it goes to 2. And if you want to print a specific item of a specific index, you just need to put print, then the name of the list, and then the index, then you will get the value. Coming to the next part, we are here to understand the concept of list length and membership. Length, it counts the items in a list, and when we come to the topic of membership, we understand the concept that how to check it. To check membership, we just have to know about in and not in. If we put that print, for an instance, let's check. We have got a list and we have got 3 colors in it. If you put it in this way, that print green in color, so it will put true. And then if you put black not in the color, it will also put true because black is not in the list. But if you have by mistake put it in that place, that black in colors, it would have printed false. Membership works for string, lists, and many more. Value not in list, opposite checks, and it is just about true and false. Very clear? Now let's talk about list operations. What is list operations? List support plus concatenation to join two lists and repetition to repeat a list items. When you have to join two different lists, you use concatenation. Simply get an addition sign in mid, and you are able to merge two of the list over there, right? Like this. List 1 plus list 2 joins one new list. List star n repeats the list n time. If you want to repeat the list, you just have to put it in this way: print name of the list and star and n, whatever number of times you want to repeat. Very simple. Original lists are not changed by a plus or multiplication. It doesn't change, right? You're getting my point. What I'm trying to say is, when you concatenate it or when you print it for n number of times, you repeat it, it doesn't change anything out there, right? Let's talk about append and extend to grow a list in place. Basically, I want you to understand the fact. Maybe you have created a list, and I have always repeated that it is mutable. You can change, right? So for an instance, you want to add a value. You have got a list in which you have got 1 2 3, and now you want 4 as well. So you just have to write the name of the list, and you have to put append and the number of whatever thing or item you want to put, and you have to print the list, and you will simply get the value. We will do this in coding. Let's talk about list slices. When you want to slice, what do you understand by slice? Basically, you have to see here, list start and stop works on list exactly like it does on string. It returns a new sublist. Understand the fact, whatever range you provide, it will create a substring in that way. The way actually we talked about slicing in string, it similarly works in a list. Let's see an example. Num equals to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. Now you have to print num 1 is to 4. Getting my point? Now from index 1 to index 4. So from index 1 to index 4, this is being covered. Right? So here it is printed 20, 30 and 40. Now come to the value list 2 to 5. So that way, now here comes the starting point is not written, and till third it should be there. So when starting point is not mentioned, you will always start from the beginning, 0th index, right? If it is written -2 and to the stoppage point is not written, you have to take it till the previous number, like this, 0 and 60. How it is working actually, when you will code, I'll make you understand it in that way. Before that, I want you to understand then when slicing never causes an index error, because indexing can be provided with both negative and positive thing. So we'll talk about it when we will code it, right? Deleting list elements. Now if it is mutable, it can be deleted as well. So Python gives you 3 common ways to remove items from list, each suited to different situations, right? You can delete list and put index, and you can remove a specific position, right? In nums you have 1 2 3 4 5. You want to remove 1, so you put 0th index, so 1 is removed. If here comes list dot remove value, it removes the value. Maybe you have been repeating throughout the list, 4 is repeated 10 times, so you cannot put index every time, so you directly write nums dot remove and you put the value and you print, right? Next come list dot pop index, remove and returns the item. By now understand this part. See, last nums dot pop, okay, you print last nums. So in here you are getting 2 and 3 and 5 is being removed, which is printed over here. You getting my point, what I'm talking about? So basically it works in this way. If you talk about list dot clear, it removes everything, it clears everything, right? So this is how it actually works, right? Let's move to the next part. Accessing list elements. If we talk about what do you mean by list elements? List, whatever is being the items entered in this is known as list elements. If you see, list name index retrieves a single item. You can also update an item using the same index. Positive index count from 0 1 2 and negative -1 -2. List index in this way. These all are already taught to you. Accessing an invalid whenever you put some index value which is not applicable over there, it gives you an index error. For an example, see, marks yours here 82 88 92 79 and 95. If you want to print 88, you put it in that way. If you put -1, so it will start from behind 95. Here you see this part, okay, from here it starts from -1 -2 -3 and this way it goes. You're getting my point? Okay. Now let's see. Marks 2 is equals to 100. Print marks, and then here if you want to update a place, you can just put a number in there, and that 79 will be removed and 100 will be updated over there. Now let's talk about list and for loops, right? List and for loops. A for loop can visit every item in a list directly. No need to manage indexes manually. In some cases, it happens that you have to manage indexing, and it is manual, and it is a very lengthy process. So what we do is, like, we put this subjects in this list. For subject, in subjects, print subject. You're getting my point? So for ch in strings, the way we print ch in word, exactly the same way. So each subject would be printed in different lines. For I, comma s, in this you haven't studied, so let it be. We'll do it in the next part, next video of it. See here, for item in list name, given each value. See, basically use enumerate bracket to get index plus value together. When you use this, you get it in the plus value format and you get each value next. I'll do it in VS Code and I'll let you know. Same for loop style as strings. The way string is done, the way list are done similarly. Now let's talk about list parameters, passing list to functions. When you start passing list to functions, a new concept, a new idea comes. Here you will keep on learning about append, remove, delete and all that. List can be passed into functions as parameters because lists are mutable. Changes made inside the function affect the original list. Getting my point? So when you define function, you receive the list by reference. Here you are putting def add item, items dot append, and you add a new one. Okay? Here the cart value is there, then you add item cart and then you print cart. You're getting my point? So this is how it process. Append, remove inside the function, change the original function, reassigning the parameter does not affect the caller, useful for writing reusable helper functions. Nested lists, let's talk about. A nested list is a list that contains other lists as items, useful for grids, tables and matrices. And here you can see it. This is the format of it. If you print it in this way, you will get this value. If you print it in this way, both of them will be multiply, I feel, in the certain way, and you'll get the input. You're getting my point? So right, next is access inner list, access inner item, and use nested loop to visit inside every grid, and it is common for this concept of I and J you will better understand when you'll start coding. Don't worry for it. For row in matrix X, for value in row, and you print it, because we have done it, this is previous video also, the way we consider row in loops, the way we consider columns, then we multiply both of them, print it. It is same, it is similar as the concept of loops over there, and it is being implemented in that way only. Now let's nested list as grid. Okay, so this part is column and this part is row. See, this rows goes horizontally and matrix 0. If you talk about matrix 0, then it is 1 2 3, whole one row is 0. Then matrix 2, if you talk about, this is 8, row 2 column 1, row 2, and this is column 1, and this 45 and 48, right? So this is how it is being performed. I'll code this for you and show it. Now let's talk about strings and lists. String is a combination and sequence of characters. It is a sequence of different string number, mixed values. String is immutable, but list is mutable. Only characters in strings, any data type. Text 0 and it is list 0. Both of us has the property of indexing, slicing and looping, right? In different ways, but somehow similar. Common beginner friendly mistakes while you code specifically or understand the concept, it is 1 by 1 errors. Remember, indexing starts from 0, not 1, right? Editing a string directly, you directly start editing a string, but string is completely immutable, you cannot do it. Forgetting a stop is excluded. Basically understand, if you want to include the fifth digit, you have to go for a next one so that it can be included. Index errors on empty list, so better check it before accessing. Try it yourself. A few questions to be done in our coding part. So we are done with all the questions. Let's switch to VS Code and perform the questions. Okay, so now we'll start with the coding part for the day. So basically I have told you in the previous lecture that how to use pre-built functions. So just let's revise it and come on to the topics. Okay, so for an instance, if you keep the string name as Shagun for an example, and you want to check its length, you check it in this way. Okay, so the output needs to be 6. Let's run it and check. Yeah, you get 6. Now what basically I want you to understand is, the previous time we used to print one word and get the understanding that what is the length of the particular string out there. But an important point which you need to understand is that if you get spaces in a string, that is also counted, and I really don't want you to trust me over that. Let's go and check it for a while. I love coding maybe, and yeah, put a special mark as well. Let's put a full stop over there and check. So okay, let's print its length. Right, okay, let's run it. So 15, it's displaying 15, so let's count. So after this double commas, we have given 1 2 3, then this part 4 5 6 7, then 8 9 10 11 12 13 14, and this full stop comes for 15. So here you got the understanding that how spaces and special symbols are also being counted over here. Let's come to the part. For an instance, let's comment this out first and then move to the next. For an instance, I'm making a variable as empty and putting it as this way. And if I want to print the length of it, how will I do it actually? Simply the way we were doing from sticks. Let's run it. It shows zeros, but if I give a tab here, what will it give? It gives 1 because it is considering one space, right? That is being counted by Python, right? This was all about the thing. Now let's come to the topic of indexing. What is indexing? It is just a method in which you just put the index value which starts with 0, and it gives you the particular character at that specific index. Got it? Okay, let's take a word for instance. The word for the day is Python. You're learning Python, so let's get with it. You're taking Python as your variable, Python as your name, right? And you print it in a way like if you want to get a specific character at a particular index, you just write the name of the variable, and you in the double square brackets you put the index value. For an instance, index starts from 0 and it goes till whatever n number that variable is. So basically maybe I want t, okay, and that is at the second index point. Let's put 2 over here and see what is the output. Okay, so here you put 2, so you get t, right? Similarly, if you put 0 over here, you'll get p. So this is how it works. For an example, if I use a negative index over here, how does it work? Let's print -1 over here and get the output. Yeah, you get n. How did you get n? Because 0 will always start from the beginning, and when you move to the extreme and you start moving towards left, it gives you the negative value. So the most extreme starts with -1. So the most extreme of Python is n. So you get at the value of -1 index, you get n. If rather than -1, if I put -2, what will I get? Let's run it and see. I get O. So just the one which is just considered to the n, you get O. So this is how it works. Let's not waste much of the time on this and move to the next. For an example, you have got a variable, like you have a word Python over here. Let it be in this way. Just remove this part and excuse me. Yeah, and you if you want to print each of the letters separately, you have to write 5 times the index value 0 1 2 3 4 and so on. But this can be done very easily with the help of for loop, right? So for loop can be used in this way, that for each character in the word, you run it in this way. For a character in word, you have to print ch every time. You're getting the point? So it will keep on moving, the loop will keep on moving till the last word, the last character of the particular word comes. You're getting my point? Let's check. Yeah, so this is how it will be printed. So a block of code which was meant to be a 5-6 line can be done in 2 lines as well. So this is how you code actually, the way you make it easier. This was what I was telling you in the one of the previous lectures of this series. I was talking about generalization. So this is what generalization is. Now let's go to the next topic for the day, and that is ranging, how you actually range this indexing values. Basically, if you got a word, if you got a variable as text and you put a value as programming, right? Right, text equals to programming. And now if you want to print, you have to write, see there are 3:2 values. First is start, then stop, and then step. This is what I have already told you in the lecture. So if you don't mention the starting point of it, it is okay, it's completely fine, it will be starting from the 0th index. And if you don't mention the stopping point, that will be till the end of the string, right? And if you don't give the step value, it will just catch on to the very next character of it, or whatever number if it is there. So this is how it will process. So let's just see it once. If you directly put if this is a, now we want to print it from the 0th index to the 4th part maybe. So let's put it and run. See, you get till 4 digits. 0 index you have 1, at the 0th index you have p, on the first you have r, on the second you have o, and on the third you have g. Whenever you put the 4 the index to be 4 or the exit to be any n, the text actually stops at n minus 1. Let's say you are not providing the initial part and you are just providing the stoppage part. What will be the output? This way you provide it to be 5, so it will be printed till r. Let's run and see. See, till r. Similarly, if you provide the beginning part and not the ending part, what will be the output? Let's say you started from 1, so it will give you, apart from p, it will start from o and it will go to the end. And maybe if you just do it this way, what will be the output? Let's see what is the output for this. Yeah, you get the whole. When you write the comment in this way, the print statement in this way, just put colons, you get the complete word or the string you are putting. Now let's talk about how can you set the step, like it has got start, stop and step. So let's talk about how to set stepping. Now you have a word program already. If you have to give it a step of 2 and print it every time, so you can write print text, and then you're not giving the initial and stoppage points, just directly write. You have to skip two words. So 2, if it is there, it will skip 1 word at a time. Let's print the output. See, it is writing p, then R it is skipping, then O, then G it is skipping, then R, that A, then M it is speaking, I, then N and G. This is how it is working. So let's talk about if you want to reverse the string. If you want to reverse the string, you simply have to step it as -1 and reverse it. Let's see the output. See, it is being reversed. Whenever you want to reverse the string, you just have to step it as -1. Let's talk about the equality part, the membership operator thing, true and false concept. If you put it as, if you comment this out or delete it, yeah, if you write print apple double equals to apple, then what output will you get? You will get false, because both of the values are not same, right? So this is how it processes. Let me just show you. This is the equality comparison one. We will also study about membership operator, in which we will see in and not in concept. Let's check it on another thing as well. Let's say apple is there and we put the greater sign and then we put banana. Now let's see which one is greater. On the basis of length it will be decided, and it is showing 2 because banana is greater than apple. So this is how it works. It compares both of them on the basis of length, right? Let's now find, if I'm putting a sentence and I want to find a specific word in that sentence, how can we do it? So let's see. If I'm putting a sentence over here, if I'm putting a sentence over here as my name is Shagun, right? And if I have to find the word Shagun in this sentence, how can I find it? Maybe you're writing a paragraph or some assignment of 3000 4000 pages. It will just let you understand that how it is actually important. So if you write it in this way, that find sentence dot find, and what word you have to find? The word you have to find is maybe Shagun. No, maybe is you have to find. So if you run it and see, you will find it. It is writing 8. So at the very first index value of that is, like, whatever the index value is coming at the first letter of the word, that will be considered, right? So this is how you find a specific word. Coming to the next thing, we have to, if I put any word which is not there in sentence, how will it process? Let's see. Sentence find, and maybe I put a word Java. So -1. Now -1 here explains the fact not found. I have also told this when I was discussing the theory part before this. Okay. Now let's check it, that if a word is particularly present and I'm printing it, like I'm coming here and I'm printing print Shagun in sentence. If you print it in this way, it will show false, because Shagun, the letter S, we have given it in the print is starting from the small letter, but actually it starts in capital letter, so it gives the output in that way. Now let's talk about if we have got a string and we have to count a number of particular character in that string, how will we count it? Let's create a string. Let's create a string as word Mississippi. It's the name of the river. I feel Mississippi is a river, yeah. Then we write a count. Count we by default starts from 0. For an instance, for sh in for character ch in word, you have to write it if ch equals to maybe I for an instance, then you have to count plus equals to 1. Got my point? Then you have to simply print count. Getting my point? Let's run. We have got 4. So I is being used 4 times throughout the string. So this was the main part for the coding things which we have learned throughout the PDF. Chalo, so here are a few questions to solve. First to solve, how to you need to find the length of artificial intelligence. Very easy. Print artificial intelligence. Okay. 23. Now comes the next question. Given text, computer print the substring science using, just count till what digit it is going. Yeah, just write text first of all as computer science. Computer science and computer science, and then you have to print it from print text, that is from, I feel it is from 9th. Computer is of 9th to, don't mention because science is the only thing. Run it and see. Yes, see. Then comes you have to reverse. Whenever you have to reverse, just put double is to minus sign, then write print Python or any word you want to reverse, and then just give it like this, right? Next comes use find to check if data exists in database. Text equals to database, and then you have to print database dot find data. You don't need to write this because it's not important over here. Directly find it. I mean here it needs to be in this manner. Here it is needed to be in this manner. Database should be like here, and then it is to be here. Write a loop to count. Let's run it first. Yeah, see. Next comes write a loop to count how many vowels are in there in the word. Create a word education, right? Education, and then for ch in word you have to, if you have to check how many vowels, right? If ch in a e I o u, then give it a count plus equals to 1. Let's run it. It needs to be this needed to be in AI. I feel just write it once again so it will be fixed. This is the only code. Just write it again, because I have seen that a lot of times you write it in the correct way, but due to some network error or some error, it is unable to run at that point. So just run it later. It would run because this is the correct code, right? So there are a few questions you should do on your own. So the very first question is create a list of 5 subjects names and print its length. Right, this is the very first question. The second question is check whether physics is the member of that subject list. Then you have to check given marks, print items from index 1 to 3 using slicing. Then the next question is remove the smallest mark from the list using remove and print the result. Then after removing, then you have to create a nested list of 3 students each with name and marks and print the second student's marks, right? So these are the solutions provided as well, so don't get confused about it. So this was all about today's lecture. I feel that I believe that you all have enjoyed today, because slicing, list, and these all concepts are really easy and easy to grasp. And it is actually interesting to talk about it. I don't know if you're really finding yourself into that coding space or not, but I assure that if you'll continue the series and if you'll keep studying, keep practicing, you'll definitely realize that this is your cup of tea and you'll really enjoy it. You know what, whenever we start something new, it's very tough to accept the fact that, it's very tough to adjust in that atmosphere. It's very rare that whenever we say now that whatever you find interested, it is like that, but sometimes you have to take a bit of time to understand what's your actual interest is. Don't get over short span things, because it is not going to make your career, it's not going to last forever. So just keep on, just believe in patience, just keep on learning things, keep on implementing it. And for any doubts, I'm here. Let's understand what we have covered today. We have talked about strings, compound type, length, traversal. Then we have talked about slicing and comparison operators. Then we have talked about find and looping to count characters. Then we have talked about list, values, length, and membership. Then we have also talked about operations, slicing, deleting items, removing, and a lot of things. Apart from that, we also talked about loops, function, parameters, and nested lists. So this was all about the important things which we have discussed. We have also talked about dictionary in the previous lecture only. In the next lecture also we are going to talk about tuples and dictionary in way too depth. We'll do questions from tuples and dictionaries, and I just want you to do a few questions on your own. Whatever I give in the PDF, that is way too enough to practice, at least for now. So start from beginning, keep learning, and what you are actually feeling after attending the lectures, I want to know that. Because when I started to learn Python, and then when I started doing engineering, I was really confused in the first few months of it, my degree. And I used to always think that is that enough for is that really attending these tutorials and coding small question, is that enough for my career? See, there, all this you learn in the first second year is not actually related to your job placements. I feel that it is something which makes your base. Like when we used to study in nursery and LKGs, we used to learn different letters, different words, which was not required to be in class 12th or 10th. But something which was required there was that it used to be the base of your career.
and something which teaches you how to actually start a specific thing. And that's what the first year of our college life teaches us. It also teaches about academic things. Apart from that, it teaches us how to live life, and that's how we start building our tech career. We start learning, we start understanding what we actually need to talk about, is what we actually need to learn, all those topics, subtopics, whatever we get. These days we are open to a lot of resources like lead code, hackerrank, hackerer. There are a lot of books. There are chat gpts, claude. You can generate your personalized daily routine, or routine in which, or a time span you can give to the AI, and you can prepare your chart how you want to complete your entire Python journey. You can practice questions, you can write it, you can code it, and you can be in that race of coders. And it's very interesting. The way you think, the way you code makes you more excited about your tech journey, because the more you put on your learning part, the more you will be interested in how to put things forward. And that actually makes you too passionate about being a techie. See, if you are watching this tutorial, the main aim of yours is being a techie only, because maybe later in your life you find interest in finance, marketing, or anything, or different dimensions. But for now, when you are learning it, you should give your 110% to it. And that's my only thing, and that's my only point of saying that whatever you're learning on this particular point of time, just be focused, just be passionate about it, and do attend the lectures. And whatever doubt you face, I'm here. Do let me know in the comment section. And that was all about the day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and for sure do practice all the questions. If you have any doubt, let me know. And yeah, take care. Don't forget to subscribe.